This is the story of my brother Bear, who took one of the best kept secrets of the European railways: 5 hours of mountain and ocean views in the north of Spain. On our Ryanair flight from Bologna, Italy to Santander, Spain, we catch our first glimpse of the amazing scenery we're about to be absorbed in. These are the Cantabrian Mountains. Down there is the subject of today's video, a FEVE train operated by Spanish national operator Renfe. FEVE is the narrow gauge railway network of Spain. What does narrow gauge mean? Well, this may seem obvious, but one of the most important things when you're building a railway track is to make sure that the rails are always the same distance apart. Otherwise, the train will, fly off the tracks. This distance is called a track gauge. The most common gauge is standard gauge, which we see in most of Europe, North America, and China. Globally, high-speed lines are almost exclusively built to standard gauge. However, both India and the former Soviet Union countries have their own gauges which are wider than standard gauge. Japan and South Africa use something narrower called Cape gauge. Now, Spain is interesting because most main lines use Iberian gauge, which is wider than standard. The high-speed lines use standard gauge, but then there's also a network of narrow gauge trains. The narrow gauge network used to be very extensive. Today, the portion in the Basque Country is operated by Euskotren, the lines on Mallorca are operated by SFM, and most of the remainder is in the hands of FEVE, a division of national operator Renfe. But first, we have to land at Santander Airport. To get from the airport to the train station, we are taking a city bus. Santander is a coastal city with a population of 172,000. It is the capital of the Cantabria region. This is Santander Station. The concourses for the narrow gauge FEVE trains and the broad gauge Renfe trains are separated here. Within the FEVE network, there are two basic services. The Cercanías trains are suburban trains focused on the major cities, and these trains will generally stop at all stations. Then there are the regional services which link major cities, running through sparsely populated areas in the middle. These services will skip some stops in the area shared with the Cercanías trains.
So, update. As I'm walking around looking for a bit of food before the train goes, a bird comes by and decides to leave a little present on me. Oh my goodness. Not cool. Gotta try to clean this off and still find something to eat and drink before the train leaves in 14 minutes. Yuck.
Today we are riding line R2 from Santander to Oviedo. This journey will take 5 hours to cover 166 kilometers, or about 100 miles. There are only 2 trains a day that make this run. Our train today is this 2400 series diesel multiple unit, built in the early 1980s. Look how tiny it is. How do you get a wheelchair or a stroller through that door? I don't know. Seating is arranged in a 2x1 layout, and the seats look really comfortable. They better be for a journey this length. I don't believe there's a bathroom on board. And so our journey begins. After picking up some more people in the towns around Santander, we will wind our way through the Cantabrian Mountains. The weather is absolutely perfect for just sitting back and taking in the beauty. Occasionally, the Atlantic Ocean will make an appearance. At some points, the tracks are mere meters from this mesmerizing blue water's edge.
We are at Llanes, which means we are about halfway through. These first 2.5 hours have been absolutely spectacular. The scenery is gorgeous. Everybody on board is very friendly. A lot of people walking the El Camino pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela, which is further on the FEVE network, are taking this train, and it's been really great to talk to them, hear about their experiences. So we're waiting for the delayed train, which comes from the other side. It's a single track almost all the way through, which means they have to pass each other. So we're just waiting for it to pass. It's delayed by 5 minutes, and then we're on our way to Oviedo. Wow, this is gorgeous. Only halfway, and already definitely want to come back and do it all over again. It's amazing.
I love that some of the stations still have station masters who flag the trains. Have you ever heard a train quack before? At this point, we've traveled from the Cantabria region into Asturias. The closer we get to Oviedo, the more train services there are. From Llanes to Oviedo, there are 6 regional trains, including ours. And once we enter the suburban areas around Oviedo, we are again joined by Cercanías trains. Like this one, headed east from Oviedo. It is an electric 3300 series. FEVE services run on a mix of electrified and unelectrified tracks. Furthermore, there are also freight services on the network. At El Berón station, we cross the tracks from Gijón to La Viana at a diamond crossing. We are arriving at Oviedo, a station shared with the broad gauge Renfe trains. 5 hours is a very long time for this relatively short distance, but the route is more direct than the roads between the two cities. And when you factor in the difficult terrain, remember the beautiful views, I think you'll come to agree that this FEVE service is definitely worth your time.
Made it to Oviedo. Dark, big station. Thank you, FEVE.
Oviedo is the capital of Asturias, and after spending a few great days here, Bear headed to the airport for his next flight. It was his first time flying Volotea, a Spanish low-cost carrier. Where will his next adventure take him? Subscribe to Trains Are Awesome to find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.